Oh, I'm nervous. Hi, I'm Sean. I'm 19 years old. I've been lifting consistently for over 3 years, and I'm going to be competing in my first classic physique bodybuilding show this October. It's been a long time coming for me. If you've known me a while, then you know how passionate I've been about lifting, and I can think of no better justice to my journey than to document this process. I am fully aware that this is about to be the most difficult thing that I've ever undertaken. After hundreds of lifts, hundreds of on-plan meals, getting all of the sleep I needed, drinking lots of water, taking care of my body, going through many ups and downs, my passion for bodybuilding has only grown, and I think that's a testament to how much I love it. If you can go through hell and come out the other side loving the process even more, I don't think there's any better indicator of what it is that you're called to do. Bodybuilding has taught me so much about myself that otherwise I may never have found out. It's taught me how to be disciplined, so how to show up for myself and for others, even or especially when I don't want to, when it feels like I just want to lay in bed, just want to scroll on my phone, I want to isolate. I've learned how to turn that voice off and realize that sometimes my feelings aren't actually trying to help me. Discipline has changed my life, and I have bodybuilding to thank for that. And I've wanted to compete in a bodybuilding show from pretty much the time that I found out about bodybuilding and found out that it was not just something that huge grown men on steroids who've been lifting for 10 years could do. When I found out, and it seems simple enough, anyone can do it. You just have to sign up, show up on the day. And that was kind of a scary realization as well, because that meant that I had no excuses. And to be honest with you, that was one of the biggest reasons that I've decided to do it. In the past 2 years, I've really learned how to take bodybuilding seriously, or the past year and a half, because before then, when I started off with no information, no coach, it was just me. I was figuring it all out on my own. I made a ton of mistakes. I was overtraining, undereating, and building habits that took months or years to undo. And by documenting how I've come to grow through my love for bodybuilding and improve my life and self-improve rather than self-destruct, I like to think that I can save you time and mistakes that I should have been able to save. Not that I have any regrets, I've learned so much. I'm grateful for every experience that I've had so far, and I'm sure that there will be plenty more challenges. And I think it's kind of insane how little the challenges and hardship of bodybuilding are spoken about. But I think there's particularly a lack of expression in how those things manifest in teenagers and young men, because at least in my experience, I'm extremely driven. I am obsessive. I have an addictive personality, which means that I have the potential to run myself into the ground in the names of discipline, hard work, and achievement, and towing the line between working harder than is healthy and being too lazy is something that has taken me nearly 4 years to figure out, and it's something that I'm still growing through. I think this bodybuilding prep is more than just stepping on stage. It's proving to myself that I can take on a burden and not allow it to define me or destroy me, that I can, even in the midst of dark and trying circumstances, I can find happiness, and not just happiness, but deep fulfillment and joy. And also to show myself that in those moments where I don't want to go to the gym, or I want to get a cheat meal, or I want to skip a meal, I have to understand that that's not rewarding myself, and it's not worth it, because I'm just punishing myself by further removing myself from my goals. Your goals and your actions are what make you who you are. I used to think so much about who I was going to become. And I thought about that a lot when I began bodybuilding, because for the longest time, art, education, science, these were my passions. I had never done sports seriously, and I always found my lack of physical size and strength being the smallest of my friend group. In my classes, I'm 5'2" and 130 pounds, and that's after years of lifting. I think it just deterred me from stepping into that arena. And so when I did begin to bodybuild, I was like, oh, I had no idea that I was going to become this kind of person, that this is what I was going to be. But in the last little while, I've started to shift my mindset away from finding myself or contemplating what will happen, who I will become. Rather than that attitude, having one of, who do I want to become? What do I want to shape my life into? Understanding that I'm not going to find or discover myself, but I'm going to build myself. Bodybuilding is a physical manifestation of self-improvement, and I think that's why it's a gateway drug for so many people into self-improvement, because some of the habits of self-improvement are so spiritual or mental that it can be hard to ground them in reality. But bodybuilding teaches some of the same principles in a way that manifests physically. Your results, your work, your resume is your physique. And I remind myself of that when I'm not being as disciplined or as authentic to my desires and goals as I should be, that I'm not harming anyone else but myself. By not showing up, I'm just choosing to take a point off of my own success, my own resume, rather than adding one. I hope that makes sense. Bodybuilding for the past 4 years has allowed me to literally shape myself into the man that I want to become. And it has had so many off-stream effects that I never could have predicted. I began to get into journaling, into spending more time outside, into stoicism, deepening my intellectual habits, and also helping others. I found that as I began to put more time and attention into taking care of myself, looking after myself, that I was rewarded with more of an ability to do that for other people. And I have had so much support through this journey from those people who I've been able to nurture. And this is also something of a love letter to them. This is me taking my life into my own hands and not waiting to find out who I'll be, but choosing to be something great. So through all of the hardship that awaits me, I can't help but feel excited for the joy that I know is going to accompany it, and the support that I'm going to receive from my friends and my family. So I welcome this new challenge with open arms, with an open mind, with love and joy, because I'm becoming who I've always wanted to be. And stepping on stage is just a solidification that I'm holding true to the things that matter to me. And I'm choosing with each day to add a little bit more difficulty, to add a little bit more responsibility, not arbitrarily, not to make myself suffer, but to build my character, my mind, my spirit, and my body for everything that will come in the future. I hope that through this process, I can help you while helping myself. I want to live the example that I wish I had seen more of when I was beginning in fitness and self-improvement. I want to show people who feel like this isn't something they're capable of, like achieving the mind and body that they've always wanted is something out of reach or something that they need to wait for. I want to show you that no matter who you are, you know, I'm 19, I'm 5'2", I'm someone who struggled with disordered eating and body dysmorphia, and I'm going to step on stage at a bodybuilding show in less than 6 months, because the things that are outside of my control, the things that have happened in my past, I can either choose to allow them to be excuses and stop me from accomplishing great things, or I can open myself up, be vulnerable enough to try, and the worst thing that can happen is that I don't achieve the exceptional goals that I set for myself. If I don't win my bodybuilding show, I still woke up every day and stuck to a plan and followed it through and brought my best. And that is something to be so proud of. And I hope that if you choose to follow along in my journey, in my goals, that you can gain some more self-belief and some more discipline to stop letting your excuses and your shortcomings hold you back, and instead succeed in spite of them. If I can, there's no reason anyone else can. So I believe that I can do this. I hope you do too. And I hope that you can take something from this. For the next 18 weeks, I'm going to be prepping for my bodybuilding show. I'm going to be dieting hard. I'm going to be training hard. I'm going to be documenting the good days and the bad days. Not just the days where I wake up feeling great, I feel strong, I feel improved from the day prior, but also the days where I wake up starving, not wanting to go to the gym, just wanting to eat and lie in bed all day. I'm going to be showing exactly what I'm going through, because in order for you to feel capable, you need to contextualize your success with struggle. Struggle is just part of accomplishing anything worthwhile, and I plan to embrace that forthrightly and show exactly what it feels like. So please, follow along for the good days and the bad ones, because I truly learn way more from the hard ones than the good ones. Here's to hoping that I have plenty of good days and plenty of hard days. Wish me luck. I hope you'll watch. Mwah.